Hi, this is Ira Sahai back again with another course review of the dLife Diploma course in low carb nutrition and metabolic health. I am a dLife member and a metabolic health coach based out of Mumbai. With me is Dr. Gopal Aironi today, who is a dLife member and a certified metabolic health coach. He is a homeopathic physician from Kolhapur, Maharashtra, who has been practicing homeopathy for the last 20 years. He also practices and teaches heartfulness meditation since many years now. Dr. Aironi follows a holistic and integrative medicine practice, giving equal attention to physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well being. He says he believes in learning things that can positively contribute to his wellness or healthcare practice. And hence, after following dLife, Anup Singh, Ira Sahai, and Shashikant Iyengar on social media, and upon knowing of dLife's work in the field of low carb nutrition, he finally decided to enroll in the dLife Diploma course for low carb nutrition and metabolic health to add value to his existing practice as a homeopathic medicine. Dr. Gopal Aironi, welcome to today's session of course feedback review videos. How are you
Good.
today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Yeah.
So obviously my first question is, and this is very interesting for me to also know, why would professionals who are already working in the healthcare industry, for example, you are a homeopathic physician. Why did you feel the need to learn low carb nutrition?
So as we know, nutrition is a very least taught subject in medical studies actually, and we all know that. And especially with the homeopathic education that we get, it is one of the least elucidated subject. So when I graduated from homeopathic medical college, I have been a fanatic homeopath actually, and so exclusively practicing homeopathy. I never ventured into general practice or scientific medicine practice. The whole idea was I always had this inner desire to improve the health immunity of my patients, and I thought I always feel that homeopathy is the best to do that. But over the period of time, I realized my health suffered. I had renal calculi, then I had a perforated appendix, and then I developed cataract at a very early age, 45. And that sort of set me thinking, what is happening? I have never taken any allopathic medicines. I have been very uh, judicious with my eating habits, lifestyle. I meditate. I've been meditating for last 30 years. So what is in me that is causing these health troubles? And my mother was diabetic, and I had an inclination somewhere down the line I will also get into diabetes because I was already having hunger headaches and all. So I said I have to look further, and COVID came as a blessing. We had a lot of time. I was on Twitter studying, reading, studying, and the first handle that I came across was Shashi Iyengar's, Anupji's, and yours, all three together. And I started exploring, and they said, yes, this is one thing I have missed a lot, and I have never ventured into because nutrition. I never advised my patients anything about nutrition. And one thing I very strikingly remember, one of my patients, a very good friend, family, have been following my medicine for almost 20 years. In 2014, they were following keto diet. And I said, what is this? This is a fat diet. Don't go into these extreme things. And I later discouraged them from that practice, having that diet. And later now I repent because all of them suffer from metabolic health disease and they are not coming back to the diet I am telling now. So that's been a big blow to me. Like, so a lot of misunderstandings there about diet, a lot of misunderstanding about nutrition. And yeah, I always believed carbohydrates are essential and that is the way how people eat. But here
Yeah.
on the forum, I realized that this is not the way it is.
Wonderful to hear that from a practicing doctor. I mean, there's so much to unlearn to learn,
Yes.
really. So that's such an interesting narration of how you learned from one of your patients. I think Dr. David Unwin And I think most doctors who are Dr. Gary Fetke and so many doctors who have featured in our Metabolic Health Conference 1 and 2 have mentioned, numerous incidents where they have learned from their own patients. Until then, they had never heard about low carb diet.
Yeah.
So good to hear that. Gopal, why did you opt for the dLife Diploma course in low carb nutrition and metabolic health while you were looking for any other course around that time in nutrition?
That's very interesting question. As I told you earlier, I was following all these handles of metabolic health, practice, nutrition, especially Shashi's handle, very informative, way back, right at the outset of COVID. And then I realized, uh, uh, how do I put it? Then I realized I already started incorporating those teachings in my practice, right? Because I have seen in COVID times, the patients were obese, were overweight, were having diabetes, blood pressure. They were the ones who are suffering the most. And then I realized this is something to do with insulin resistance. By then I realized it. Vitamin D levels were low, so many nutritional aspects were there. And I said, and I started incorporating those things in my practice. I started talking to my patients. And before I enrolled into dLife course itself, I was already practicing metabolic health. And then at one point of time, I realized I should, because I have learned it so freely from Twitter being the open source. And I wanted to, how do I share my gratitude? And that's the reason why I enrolled to dLife course. It was just an expression of my gratitude towards what you people have been doing. But later on, later on, I realized it is much more than that. Because what I realized after enrolling for the dLife course, I realized my knowledge was very rudimentary. It was scattered. And here in the dLife, the platform, the entire knowledge pool, very well curated, and it is so beautifully come together. And said there is a lot to learn.
That's so beautifully put, Gopal, because Shashi and Anup are out there on social media. I try to follow them as much as possible and I try to do my small bit.
Mm.
But that's very humbling to hear that you were inspired by us
Mm.
to join the course. I think we get many such testimonials, on and off from people who follow us, and we are thankful that we could or we are making, such small changes in their lives. I'm sure your patients must also be coming back to you now and thanking you for, what
Yes, yes.
you are giving them. So, Gopal, tell me, what did you find very interesting or the most interesting and impressive about the dLife Diploma course?
It is so well structured, so exhaustively detailed, so elaborate. The links are so well, because full of research publications, and it totally convinces you that yes, this is what it is. We have learned physiology, but we are not using physiology in our practice. We have learned pathology, but we are not putting that into a practice. And here, the entire physiology comes back to you when you read the chapters on the platform, and that's amazing. And I mean, how painstakingly the things have been curated and put together, and I feel amazed. And and another thing, very like I have two children, son and daughter. Son is aspiring to be an IITian like Anup, and daughter is in standard 10th. They both are not interested in medical. My elder brother is a radiologist. My younger brother is a cardiothoracic surgeon. And I always had this feeling that somebody from my family, the next generation, should be a doctor. But here, my children both are not interested. But when I see Anup, he is an IITian and he has reversed his own diabetes. And the knowledge, the amount of knowledge he has, I felt confident that my children don't need to go into medical because they will have to unlearn a lot then.
Mm. That's so interesting. And I hear recount, our youngest enrollee or student is a very young guy called Mani Singh. Mani Singh is 21.
Oh,
And I remember when I was having a conversation with him before he wanted to enroll, he said, I don't want to become a doctor. My dad wants me to become a doctor, but I know the future is nutrition and that also low carb nutrition.
yes,
And he somehow
absolutely.
managed to convince his father. And today he's learning and he's asking me questions, and he's asking questions to the mentors. Such a wonderful shift from the conventional,
Yes.
trying to become, wanting to become, or being pushed to become doctors, because even doctors are now enrolled with us. So we have about 19 doctors, including you,
Yes.
Gopal.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say about the forum support, that you got from
Oh,
dLife?
that's wonderful. Like, most of the knowledge about metabolic health practice I got from the forum actually. Not going into the chapters as such much, but forum and WhatsApp, my God, and Twitter, of course, they are full of information. You hardly have to go to the chapters actually. And in fact, the quizzes that I answered were all from the forum and WhatsApp discussions and Twitter. Only to finish giving a finishing touch, you need to go through the chapters. But forum support is absolute. That is something which is amazing, and I wish that you give me that access to the forum all my life.
You will have the access. Unless there is a violation of
Mm,
TOS,
mm,
we don't
yeah,
withdraw forum support.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
Anup has tweeted about this. It is
mm,
also
mm,
mentioned on the forum. So, of course, you will have it. So, and the next question, and very interesting one, which I'm sure will give the desired push or desired informed choice, as I call it, to people who want to enroll for the dLife Diploma course. What would you have to say to them? Doctors like you, IITians that we have, so many professionals from varying fields. So what do you want to say to them?
See, at my age, when my son is aspiring to be IITian, so I have many friends and patients whose children are also of this age, and they come to seek guidance about what their child should go for. Like, so a few students do crack the NEET and they are able to go to government and medical colleges. Some are not able to crack the course, but always don't never forget them to tell. See, even if you crack a NEET seat and if you are going to an MBBS college, please pay attention to this nutrition. You can enroll to this dLife course while you are studying your first year MBBS. Then your understanding will be very well grounded in nutrition, because otherwise the syllabus doesn't give you that. And when students fall short of marks to gain an admission in a good medical college, I said, don't worry. I've graduated from a homeopathy college, but don't even think you can even forget joining a homeopathy college. I said, just do a good physiotherapy course and a dLife course, and you are better than any doctor.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear, Gopal. So just to conclude with a little bit of information on the dLife Diploma course, we are CPD SO UK accredited with the world's biggest 60 CPD hours credit. We have the largest content on low carb nutrition and metabolic health. We have 800 references in our course, 200,000 words, 60 relevant videos, lifetime access to the course, 6 months additional access to the forum from the start of internship. There is no recertification clause, and there's a very robust forum of discussion. So you search a thread and you will find it all there. The mentors are all logged in most of the time, and they're always ready to help you, whether you have a client or you have your personal query or you want to ask a general question, it will all be answered. Plus, you are also part of the WhatsApp group, which is a very vibrant group and where
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
lots of discussions, banter, fun, laughter, and everything else. So this is the dLife community, India's first, oldest, and the only award-winning platform, from where comes the dLife Diploma course in low carb nutrition and metabolic health. I thank you, Gopal, for coming and speaking with me today. And this is Ira Sahai signing off. I'll be back again with another video of the course review feedback. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ira. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure having you as well, Gopal.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you, Anup. Thank you so much.